quick and precise to the point. People who know what they want in their matches, and they are about to go into it. We are seeing frenzies of all things, interestingly enough, on the attack side. So Dubstep is going to be whooshing around somewhere there, Rook.
We've been seeing a lot of frenzies today. It seems to be the SEA special, but, well, those ghosts coming through, and they are hella strong too. Takes down 2 players early on, and X10 off to a great start as they gun down 2 members of BREN eSports. It's a big opportunity for them to continue and pick up a good pistol round, run away with it, have a good defense. X10, I think they really do need to have a strong defense here, and picking up Ching early on bodes pretty well. BREN down 3 players now, and I don't think that execute's going to make things any better. They try to push on through this smoke. Could get quite hard for them. Jesse has the spike, but pushing on in here just isn't advisable.
No, but what else are you going to do? It's either that or you go up against wherever else. It's a 1v5 or 2v5.
Right here.
It's not much you can do.
Absolutely.
30 seconds
Jesse.
left.
He's trying to wait things out. Oh, isn't given away barely. Utility goes on through, and they are out in the open now. That's easy kill for Crows
Wow.
and Fox.
Again, Dubstep is going for it. Again, I don't think you can really get away with it in attack. More so in defense because you can hold corners with it. But this is it's interesting. I'm going to see how Dubstep handles their own with it. I'm a little concerned if I may be honest, Rook.
Yeah, I mean, Dubstep sometimes has just been over-aggressive and often put their teams at a deficit. Spencer gets taken out early here. Well played by Pooh. Able to find that frag. And, I mean, we just know how strong that Marshall can be in that position. In these rounds where there just is no armor. It's a one-shot to the body. It's a miniature op. And it's just so great to be able to find that one. Fox shuts down Jesse, and it is just, again, 1 player left for BREN Sports. Bork just trying to find something, anything here, but with these shots coming through, it just ain't going to happen. We'll take the win, 13-8. If X10 keep this up, I think they're in great stead.
True. It wasn't safe, though. Gotta kind of remember that, as they were finally able to invest in it. Hello! Dispenser will dispense of them.
Yeah, a good couple of frags, and they're just going to execute right onto this B site. No one's there. Oh, it doesn't quite make it under. But I don't think that's too much of a problem. You just got to get this spike back, then look for that plant. Dispenser is just waiting around the corner, expecting the push to come on through. Out in the open, the complete middle. Turret tries to bait him out, gets some good shots on in. So Sushi Boys won't be alive much longer. And, well, neither will Crows. Flawless round.
No, it's tunnel visioning now. But the fact that BREN able to save and they have this value does make me have a lot of hope that they can string some rounds together on attack before they move on over to the defense and be able to have those 50-50 corners in there. Oh! Favor. Okay. Who is out of there? They just left the entire scene.
Here.
Okay.
Close. Finding that first frag very much sets X10 up for a great start of this round, but the push from the side, Dubstep, he's a big playmaker, often makes those frags that are needed for BREN to make things happen. BREN just pushed. Dubstep, you cannot just get away with that. What a beautiful round from on Killjoy. So it was perfect matching as well.
True. Can't have everything. I guess an ace will do.
I got the spike.
True. BREN, well, now they have that big weapon advantage. Though I wouldn't count out these players with the sheriffs, as we kind of mentioned before. X10 certainly can turn heads.
Yeah, around their neck and off the body. Headshots could be galore. See what they can do here. Just causing a lot of noise, banging out utility. I think that is as much value as you can get here as the Killjoy on XT. Sushi Boy will just fall back. And I like this. Good disengage, bait out some utility, make it harder for them to choose which sites. Actually, they may potentially rotate out of this just because they don't have the the sites or the utility fight for long and really rush the site. So, maybe with that pick, they might be able to go for it. That was a very aggressive.
I think they do.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, that was brutal there. Scary, messing up his smoke a little bit, getting caught in the edge of it, and then just taken down by Dispenser here. BREN Esports going to clean this out and likely be another flawless round. There it comes. And,
Wow.
well, yeah. It makes a lot of sense, and I think it's very, very strong here, as long as you can get good usage out of it.
Oh!
Dispenser about to be caught by this. This spray could come through, but it doesn't happen. They don't make it.
Did they maybe
Don't find any
accidentally
damage.
stun the Sova before they could actually get in position?
I don't know. Be interesting. Do you see the Killjoy going down? Looking for that lockdown. They want to make this play onto the site. No frags yet, but they're looking to move on in now.
Oh, well, I mean, an Odin through the wall is still good as an Odin on site, but they see that they have the information. They go on the backside, and they shoot him down. Able to trade out from Ching. Beautifully done. They will be able to lock it down. BREN still keeping up the momentum of some kind, and there's really no way. However, Sushi Boy, I mean, we've said it before, if you want anybody to clutch something out, you want Sushi Boy. And they've yet to plant the spike. Sushi Boy.
Yeah, he's holding strong. The push
Oh,
comes
it's a
through.
good
They try to
flash.
He tries to hold, but Borkham can't quite let him live like that. Scary. I think you actually just back off here,
Oh,
dude.
no.
You want to look for that, sure, but it's not going to work
Not
out.
one of those people that trail off with their sentences, but these games are going super fast. You can tell that these teams are like they're either they're freestyling or they are 3D chessing it because they are thinking so many moves ahead right now. But at the moment, it seems like Dubstep is playing their own kind of game. And really, they enjoy playing mid a lot. They love just trying to find frags. I think this is one of those maps that Dubstep just really feel liberated in. They just feel like they're free to do whatever they want. As a duelist on this map, I can attest to that. That is a pretty fun map to play on.
Absolutely is. Dubstep. Starting to move around now. They want an entry with some backup. They're hot droning in. They're looking
Shot
to
the
make
volley.
that move happen. Frags back and forth. Scary does go down, but at the cost of a play. I think he's very happy with that one. But Dubstep taking it down Sushi Boys here means that BREN Esports yet again have site control and are looking to just execute on this push right now. Two players looking to try and contest this. Does actually find the frag, but Dubstep ever so happy to refrag their teammates. Just one left from X10, and it's, well, Pooh looking for these frags. 1 versus 2. This is very winnable here. Looks for the shots, but whiffs them all. And as they come back down to ground,
The molly before it even touched the ground was insane to me. It was very efficient, very good at the arrest. Like I said, you have to be very self-aware of your surroundings. You can rush into stuff, but you can't blindly rush it.
you really can't. But you can blind your opponents and look to make that execute happen.
True.
That breach. Sorry, not the breach, sorry. The Phoenix, allowing BREN to set up and push on in here. Hunter Suri going through, they finish off Pooh. Get a little bit of more information to boot. Flash is going through, but denied by the paranoia. Scary wants to stop that push before it even starts.
Can you blame them? They want at least some type of control, and they have the weapons to work with, but they've already lost their opper. Who is gone, and now they're going to rotate, and they're going to find that B is pretty much only taken care of by the Clutch Master 5000, which I have so much respect and admiration for, but BREN Esports is going to come there and mow them down like a steamroller on a bed of flowers.
Here.
Really well. Sushi Boys backs off. Not going to contest this one. The push is likely also coming through mid, so maybe they'll be able to stop that one, but BREN Esports, they are
30 seconds
one-track
left.
minded, and they are looking for this B site right now, looking to move on in. Utility goes on through to try and cover that push. We only see that one turret, and it's easily going to go down. Teleporting into the back. Will this be enough to stop this push? Actually gets denied, sent right back to where they came from, and Borkham, well, he's just absolutely on a tear right now. 2 easy frags. Crows manages to get something back, but it's 4 versus 2, and they're getting covered from so many different angles. What do X10 even do here? BREN just seem to pile the pressure on and on and on.
Yeah, they don't know what to do with this aggression. They managed to at least frag out, but
One enemy remaining.
it just feels like that's their only plan, is start doing that so it doesn't go away. At this point now, BREN is gonna close out the half in a positive record.
Yeah, and that would be such a great position to be in. BREN, absolutely running train on this map right now. You shouldn't be able to get away with such a successful attacking side, and they seem to really have X10's number, offended by the slight that they would dare to win a map 1. BREN Esports look like a team reinvigorated after map 2.
They're definitely feeling themselves. There's a lot of schmoves happening, as we say in the business. And especially with dubstep sort of taking the charge and being out, that will be interesting to see. We do see, however, if we take a look over here, Pooh is hanging out in the back, and they are going to be ready for this B push. I think they're finally prepared for something, but can they meet the aggression? Will they be overwhelmed? We have to find out, Rook.
They certainly do. They're starting to push on in. They dash on through. They're trying to get that wall bang, but a lot of damage coming through left, right, and center. But of course, it's Dubstep who finds that first frag. Good hold right now from X10, but they are easily shut down. BREN, just move on in. They're a player up. The spike is down, and what even do you do here? Sushi Boy is trying to find those frags. He's a clutch player, but doesn't even get the chance to make that happen. Scary. I think the thing right now is that X10 just aren't able to hold up in a lot of these defenses, and sometimes they try and go for these retakes, but every time they do a haphazard push, they're getting punished by BREN. I think for the most part, they're just not respecting the angles which are being held. Much like BREN weren't doing, I feel, in map 1 to X10. So they themselves are finding themselves in a very difficult situation, and BREN just know where to make those pushes. They're trying to catch them off guard with something slightly more interesting as well. Trying to push on those off angles and on those off timings with those dashes on up. BREN just constantly putting a lot of pressure on that is constantly varied in its approach.
Very disconcerting. And at the moment, BREN's not worried about going anywhere anytime soon to any site. They have plenty of time to work with. I mean, I suppose to give XT the benefit of the doubt, it is a lot of ground to cover as the defense side. Though I do worry that it's just 2 rounds they have won, and now here they go, rotating towards B, and it's, you know, just one dude at B, and it's not Odin, man, it's just Fox and his classic.
30 seconds left.
Just gonna try to hold it down, and they're just gonna rush on through. Yes, it's a save round, but it would be nice to take some guns out, but they won't be able to do anything, Rook.
They really won't, yet again. Cut off from the site. BREN, make the execute happen. X10 cannot find their way on in, trying to dash, trying to be dynamic, make something happen here, but it doesn't seem to ever work. They try to spray him down, but just...
Pooh's been able to find good opening, and we've been seeing some great offs from Pooh, but yeah, at the moment they're just 4-8, like the rest of their folks here, not really having too much success.
Here we go. Hunter's Fury tries to find something here, but this time, X10 holding a little bit stronger, but still, they get thwarted in these gunfights. BREN Esports winning out on an individual and aim level, a level that is so hard to change mid-match. Sometimes you can hit a lucky streak, get in form, or something along those lines, but strategy is often the key way to push on through, but it feels like X10 either don't get a chance to use it, or BREN are out-stratting them and then out-fragging them as well.
Down. Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
Whatever they had between maps, whatever protein bar or whatever they ate to wake up in the right mood, sign me up, because this is an amazing performance. And BREN doesn't have a not too shabby defense either. We just saw that last map, so it's not like I don't think we're going to see the exact 180 happen and just see X10 just string a bunch of rounds together so quickly. I mean,
Recalling my bot.
man, I'm looking forward to this pistol is all I can say, bro.
it's going to be an all-important pistol. If X10 don't win it, I think they just actually lose there on the spot.
Agreed.
And they managed to pick up a pistol earlier in this half, and that's part of the only 2 rounds they got. They need pistols to be able to run a train on this. Again, the attacking side should not be this successful.
Look at Sushi. This is a newfound success. They have information. They're going to start pushing on the site. They're going to find this cat. But Sushi does fall back. But Scary holds down the fort. Will be able to find 2. Pooh does at least find 1 more, but gets traded out. And this is now a site that is going to be locked down. And while it is technically player advantage for XT, BREN does have the spike in their court. But that ultimate coming in from Sushi Boy could help out and at least get them that 3rd round and at least not bring it to the double digits. But I don't know, Jesse could do something crazy. But with that stun, it's probably not going to be.
No.
And what do you feel is the better approach for them, Rook?
I think I want to say the sensible way is always the best, but I don't think that's necessarily true. And I think today has really shown that sometimes just getting full on in their face, don't give them time to think, because BREN Esports have been able to dictate the flow if you give them the time to. Attack, defense does not matter. X10 need to be the ones to make things happen. Finding good frag like that bodes very well. Sushi Boys leading that team forward. Now they're starting to put that pressure on Pooh at the very front, trying to find those shots, dashes through. They are putting pressure onto this B site. They want to shut down these players ASAP. Jesse finds a frag, but it's easily going to get taken down by Pooh here. That's a good couple of frags coming through. And X10 looking like they're going to be able to pick up this pistol round.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch, but yeah, I do feel like that is going to be the case. Last one is Ching against 4 folks. And they already know where exactly they are. They're going to drop the paranoia, but I think it might be all for naught. Doesn't even at least find 1 more. And while it may not be full out the entire thing, I've seen crazier things, and there's less rounds you need to win in, you know, Valorant. So let's see if maybe this is the time to shine. Maybe they just need to have their backs against the wall. This is the adrenaline that X10 needs to bring it back, Rook.
It really is. BREN Esports. They want to close this out, but if X10 just run train, use the massive economy advantage they get from winning the pistol, it could be easier said than done, even though defense is generally that more favored side. And I mean, X10 have shown they are a threat. They are to be reckoned with. They do know how to frag, they know how to play across the map, and they know how to use these strategies. Good frags early on, find them good ones, but dubstep punctuates Fox with a good shot there from the Bucky. 4 versus 4, but still down in terms of weaponry. The execute likely going towards B. We can see the spike rotating over there. And 3 players from BREN still on that A site. They need to haul ass quickly.
Certainly do. They're already going to make the footsteps, so they know that it's time to rotate, I assume. And, I mean, if the utility wasn't enough, so they're going to start going in. Jesse won't even find 1, and they will start locking down the site. And here we go. 3v4. Not impossible. But never mind. It is going to be 4v2 as soon as I say that. And we're about to go into it. Lockdown on the site. This is looking good for X10. I'm starting to get on the X10 hype train again, Rook. But, you know, they're going to go ahead and save, so yeah, it's 5th round. Okay, so it's not too far off of a lead now.
They do. Sushi Boys, hungry for these skills, wants to find those frags and put some dents into that BREN Esports economy. We can obviously see that still sticking around on site. Are we looking to catch one out? Doesn't happen.
Ching have been absolutely insane coming in from X10, and they've been finding a lot of value. And with the fact that they're full armor, as long as they don't try to overly aggressively challenge them, they should be fine. But I come on, guys, let me finish the sentence, please. All right, thank you, X10. Jeez.
X10, so scary. Find a good couple of frags there. Scary. Trying to bait out that info. BREN still have all those rifles. Still have 3 players up. And that spike hasn't been committed anywhere yet. Not a lot of setup on this A site. A surprise to see from a team like BREN Esports, where they do like some of those more setup defenses. It's really going to be down to Ching here to hold this strong. Otherwise, that execute comes through. X10 are in for a world of hurt. Sorry, and BREN are in for a world of hurt. Sova rotates over, expecting this push, but as he does, that's exactly when X10 start to rotate themselves.
At least it's a 3v3. See what happens. But however, Rook, look over here. Spencer, potentially ready for
30
whoever
seconds left.
might be unwelcomed guests at the B site. So let's see if they can take it down the 1v3.
Swarm grenade out.
Yep. Paranoia doesn't hit. Pops out. Now Swarm buys them a bit of time. Dispenser is up against it. Doesn't even find one. Scary found that opening frag. Spike needs to go down. X10 are looking for their execute here. They're 2 versus 3. BREN are looking to make their move on towards here, but they're down a player now. They had the advantage. It was all the good opportunity, but Dispenser barely didn't let it happen. TPing. Trying to bait out info. They actually didn't go anywhere at all. Ching does not check their corner. Sushi Boys versus this remaining player.
That would, if you lose that, you just still give more free rounds and you close the gap even more. And honestly, I feel like if you're BREN Esports, you're gonna lose that momentum at some point, or any really just any type of vibe that you had in the beginning.
Yeah, I think these teams have just changed. It felt such a change over the course of this series. Again, they're very wholesome to each other in chat, very positive. Love to see teams with great sportsmanship. And I think, honestly, the fact that this series has gone so long and we've seen so many different forms is telling in the way these teams have adapted a lot of their play right now. Ching holding strong on this site, but with the frag coming through onto Borkum, BREN are behind massively right now. They are down 2 players. The execute's coming on through. Ching ain't able to hold a candle to this offense right now. Dubstep wants to make things happen with this Blade Storm, but versus 5, well, he has a dagger for each of them.
Yeah, technically they do. But you hope that you keep getting those 5 daggers for each one again and again and again. We'll only just tap the surface. Jesse will find one. But at this point,
Ooh.
I don't even know if you're really denting the economy that much.
That I do like to see.
We have not seen the BREN, or I'm sorry, the Dubstep op in a while. We actually only saw it back in Haven for just a little bit on their defense, and it seemed to string them a couple of rounds together. So perhaps that is the cherry on top, is what they need. But I mean, already it looks like X10 have no interest in dealing with the offense. They will be ready to drop that ultimate and start just securing the site once more with Feeling Rook.
Absolutely, there it comes, the Hunter's Fury. The lockdown destroyed, brilliantly played by Jesse there. BREN might have found the opening they need. 2 players left and not much health between them. That is a dead Pooh Bear right there. And BREN Esports 4 versus 1. Fox finds the first frag, finds the second frag. It's down to 2. They have 3 health. More than 1 for each player. That's positive, but unfortunately, those shots come ringing.
That being said, their aim and their style is still on point. It's just a matter of time, though. Can they commit and keep up the momentum? BREN did finally get into the double digits. Can they feel that taste of victory come ever so closer? But, I mean, X10 still giving them a lot of heck and a lot of flack for just trying to close out the series.
Who'd they have? Ching just barely moves that position in time. Utility starts to cover them as BREN. No, they don't want to commit all too. Sorry, X10. No, they don't want to commit all too hard. BREN, in fact, pushing up a little bit aggressively. They are looking for that info. Likely to be a commit towards that B site, though, as we see those players of X10 from the A site start to disconnect from that position. Interesting to see that Actually, BREN doubled down on their defensive A, even with that rotate and even with the information that no one's quite pushing up on towards that site. Execute likely coming towards B, but there's a lot of utility waiting there. BREN, Dispenser waiting in this position yet again. They've had a lot of trouble trying to find these frags here, so it is a surprise they continue to hold this. Good shot coming through there from Dispenser. Hunter's Fury to try and hunt them down. Good shots come through. They will eventually pick off that player, but it is X10 who continue to find those frags. I mean, it is 3 versus 3. Fox heading towards the back. Ching moving in from market here with some backup. The run it back popped right here. They're looking for the opportunity to move on in. They're going to get flanked from a couple of different angles. And that turret gives away positions. Good shot coming through from Scary, but he's pressured off with the backup. X10 find the frags. It's just Borkham versus 2 now. Can he find this opportunity? Is moving out position given away by that turret. He tries to play around with it, but he is just going to be so out in the open. BREN Esports, no, they're in a bad position right now. They just need to find these frags at whatever cost. Does not get it.
I'm not too sure about. Though they're on defense, so they could potentially play a lot more passively with these type of weapons. But even then, if it doesn't work out, again, the economy is going to be a little bit wonky, and that's just going to give it a little more easier of a time for X10 to close out the gap.
It really is. BREN need to be careful with these buys. It's a good early frag. That's a way for them to find themselves as well. Dispenser can drop that weapon on over to a friend and swap over to a shotgun of some sort. With 26 HP, you don't really want to be the one holding that rifle. So you can see Dispenser getting, unfortunately, the raw end of that deal, but he found the frag. He got what he needed, and BREN optimizing for their team's position. Jesse takes that control right away. Brilliant stuff there. With this recon arrow, they're going to have a lot of information about where this push is coming from. He actually shoots it. Good frag comes through from X10. That is one player down. As they're starting to look for that opportunity to make a move. X10 just move on in. Jesse cannot hold a candle here, and this is 3 versus 3 now with the spike going down.
Trouble is brewing for the side of BREN Esports as they are just trying to secure the site, but it's against Phantoms and Vandals. I don't know if you can really do that. And a Breach that has 4 million flashes, may I remind you. So it's going to be tough, but Dubstep does manage to find one. But it's not enough health to survive. And it will... This is going to be a bit of an uphill battle. If Dubstep goes down early, that will spell trouble for BREN.
It really will. It's often been these forward players who are going down early, and they find themselves in a bit of a predicament. BREN Esports are looking for the opportunity to move on in. A lot of utility coming out from those Sovas to try and find out information. Jesse peeks to the corner with the drone. Only sees one player. Trying to find some damage here. Does force Sushi Boys forward. Doesn't quite get the damage they really require.
No, and I like X10. They're like, we don't want to mess this up. This is our time to tie this and potentially take the lead as well. We know they bought into this. We won't be stupid, and we're gonna do our best to get as much information as they can. So they hear the door close, they heard the turret get shot down, so they have information there's a lot of people at B, so they might start pushing this to A. There it is.
Crows. Yeah, Crows looking to clear out these angles, and oh, some good shots. Dispenser evens things back on up. 4 versus 4, but X10 again have that site control. BREN Esports a little slow on this retake. It's going to be ever so difficult for them. They know there's going to be a player on the right. Sushi Boys just manages to hightail it out of there. The Nanostorm and the Molly, the hot hands going down right away. Sushi Boys is on that flank. They're looking for the play. Defensive Killjoy comes out. The lockdown is in effect. X10, they have to be very careful. So just have to make a play here. Sushi Boys gets caught on that flank. Important position to try and make that happen. A player gets detained, and they're looking to try and defuse here. Trying to battle some of those shots, trying to stop it from happening. But he's just holding it. Borkham stops, trying to go for it. Crows with a 3 of 4K. X10.
Here we go. You have to say, you have to give the lead to X10. And we thought maybe, you know, X10 had to fight for overtime in a sense. But BREN kind of needs to do that now, Rook.
The really do. That's a good frag there to start things off. Dubstep knows what he has to do, wants to make it happen, and aggressive plays like that are all the rage. BREN, upper player, but X10, we've seen them make it regardless of the numbers disadvantage. They have the weapons, and well, BREN clearly do not.
Revealing area.
Jesse, move back on through Fox with that info gathering again, trying to catch something, but is not expecting Dispenser to be there. BREN consistently finding a bunch of these frags. Spike isn't down. The B site is wide open. BREN, you found the frags, but at what cost? You've given up all the position, and you struggled greatly to make these retakes happen. I'm so surprised that they gave up just control, but at least they got something for it. Will it be enough to trade back and pick up this round?
I mean, they have the player advantage. You would think that potentially they'll be able to do it. They'll do a good amount of stun damage and also a lot of damage in general. Oh my gosh, Dubstep comes from the sky, but it's not going to be able to find anything. It's just a crossfire setup here. They are committing to the defuse. They're going to do what they can, but they're going to get shut down, and they will take back the lead. Sorry.
But absolutely, I mean, BREN Esports, they really want this. They need to confirm that they are one of the top dogs in SEA. X10 are upstarts, no names. Sure, the org is big, but I haven't seen these guys before. I could find little to no information about them at all. And here they are, taking BREN Esports to pretty much the very end of this best of three, even taking that very first game here. Pressure goes forward. There's the Hunters. Oh my god, they're looking for it. Will they be able to find the shot? They get Sushi Boys back. And BREN, they keep in it right now. It's 4 versus 4 still. And there's still a couple of ultimates going down. X10, they're looking to jump on into that back. They do get the Omen forward, but he gets sent back from whence he came. Dispenser is still holding his angle. Utility comes towards. The alarm bot gives away a bit of the position here. They know the Execute is coming on through. Dispenser is just waiting for things to subside. Flash comes towards. They are pushed out of this angle. That is such a free frag. X10 capitalizing well, but Jesse turns up when they need them to. Unfortunately, they turn up and stick around a little too long. 1 versus 3. BREN might just be staring down equal points yet again. X10, they are hungry for it.
They gotta go and save, because you don't really have that money to be 1v3 clutching it, especially the fact that you're kind of still both are fighting for overtime, and the match point is just a couple of games away. Now, your X10, you're sitting pretty here, and I don't know what else could be done here. It was a little bit of ultimate value.
Absolutely. If people aren't staying in the place on time, that incidental piece of information, unless you capitalize on it right away, this doesn't find you as much right there. Sushi Boys, force forward. BREN are looking to try and deny this. That operating shot just does not hit. X10, back off. No, they just aren't welcome here.
Might rotate from here, but they gotta be careful not to be caught off guard by anybody potentially flanking. Odin, or no, the Ares, excuse me, might happen. Ah, yes, they're gonna go for this take here. Not gonna push in on this.
Sushi Boy. Oh, that shot barely doesn't land. Dubstep continues to put that pressure on Ching. Trades back and forth. BREN Esports are still only down 1 player right now. The Execute's coming on through Dispenser. Finds that opening frag. They really need to set them ahead right now. But the push is coming through from Sushi Boys. They're expecting this player to be here.
No way!
He's going to get taken out. Dubstep manages to find that shot. Does get ended by Foxes here. But that now means that Borkum is able to put them down to 1. This is 1 versus 3. BREN pick up the round. Or a
Love to buy into these matches, but here we go. Dubstep, can they get an opening here? Who's going to win this duel if they're going to peek anything? Nice molly there will disrupt the positioning and throw them out. There's separation going out. And I think right now, X10's goal is just to bait out utility and really scare their opponents.
Look where he is. Dubstep is so aggressively far forward. This is not a position we've seen from them yet. Sure, they've been aggressive, but not so much with that operator. You were asking for aggressive operator plays. Dubstep delivers, but unfortunately doesn't deliver a kill to his teammate, the salvation that they also need. X10 are just looking for information, trying to find something, playing that slow game, knowing that they have 50 seconds to play with, of which BREN Esports might get overconfident, might get a little antsy, might try and make that play happen, but it's just not happening. Crew's position is giveaway, managed to just about get out. Flash buys them a little bit of time and a little bit of space. But no committal yet. That concussion goes down and it finds next to nothing. BREN Esports.
30 seconds left.
They're wasting a lot of utility away from X10 right now. This could be their big opportunity. The run it back comes on through. They want to deny this push. The push is coming through on mid as well. At the same time, he is looking for this opportunity. Cheng is waiting. Doesn't get hit by the paranoia. All importantly, frag comes through. Is that going to be enough to deny? They've got site control. They're going to be able to get this spike on down just barely in time. But 4 members of BREN all moving together. It's going to have to be a major spray down to bring this back. Can X10 do it? You see the frag come through. BREN finds one. There's only 3 left on the board.
Dispenser does have their ult as well, so this site is almost pretty much guaranteed to be theirs. Have to wait and see. Oh, hold on! Crows!
Big frags! Crows brings it to the board. 3 versus 2. BREN need to utilize the fact that they have these forward positions. There comes the frag. Crows finds 3.
It does feel like deja vu. You're right, Rook. We'll see how it goes, though. It's can they feel good enough on the side of defense to not be overwhelmed this time? Because if they keep getting overwhelmed, I feel like we're going to be stuck in the circle. So it's a big question for X10. Can they overcome the aggro attack? It's been a while. Have you learned your lessons?
Don't know if they have. BREN finds that first frag with Ching leading that way. They're going to utilize those abilities to shut down the site a little bit. Expecting maybe a push towards mid, but it just hasn't come. Good frag there from Fox. Allows them to take down Dispenser, and well, BREN Esports are now down a player again and back towards even. Low health, one of these players, and they still have a decent amount of utility, but no ultimates. This is overtime. Everything got reset. Looking towards this B site, they want to make this execute happen. They're even going to open up market door. They need to be relatively quick, though. Only 35 seconds on the clock. They don't have much to play with here.
You need to make a choice. You're right.
30 seconds left.
I mean, it does seem like they're going to try to bait out the information. But, I mean, they already know that it's going to be rotating. They get the spike down. Tree is taken out. And there it is. Oh my gosh, scary. With the scary frags and Sushi. We'll lock it down.
Sad to see. BREN Esports have been a strong team so far. They found the frags, but not winning that attacking rounds, that is a big no-no. As much as they definitely have taken some defensive rounds in the previous half, not many. Absolutely not many. And, well, now they are the ones who are going to have to step up. And, well, they better step lightly so they don't go down quite so easily. That is a great start. Good frag coming through. Borkham. Well, let's take down 2, but the refrags are thick and fast. It is 3 versus 3, and X10, they are planting right now. They're setting up for this post plant. No ultimate in the hands of Dispenser. Very little utility at all, honestly. Dubstep is looking to move on forward with it. Ultimate into a better position. We can see that X10 are all too happy to relocate. Those smokes coming through, trying to deny. Sushi Boy's still playing from below. BREN Esports looking for that opportunity to move up and into the right position. But they're just getting thwarted with so many different angles. Scary takes a lot of damage. And that recon bolt will give him away. He's going to put that paranoia towards these positions. Sushi Boy's still holding, trying to bait out. Hits a couple of shots. Doesn't finish anything off. They're holding strong. Scary finds those frags.
Scary!
And 4K in the round. Fox also helps and pitches in. That's X10 taking game 3 here at the very last 14-12 over BREN Esports. and it was nothing to be sniffed at. Game